What's good, everybody? It's your boy Batman, and yes, I know you can't see my pretty little face, but or I guess I could say ugly, but besides the point, what's it called? I'm gonna be doing my first reaction video, so I'm actually really excited to do this. I want to start Naruto off with this part, and this video, okay, by the way, is called Pain's Cycle of Hatred, and I'm gonna say something right now. Okay, this is probably one of my favorite points in the series in Naruto because of just how relatable it is to our world, to the human world. Okay. Yes, Naruto is an anime. Yes, it does have some action in it and things like that. But the thing what makes Naruto stand out compared to most animes is that it actually has meanings. It actually has significance. It actually has, like it can give you perspectives on life that you never thought of beforehand. And when you reflect on that and you think about it, you're like, wow, like that's amazing. Like, wow, holy shit. And not only this is the story written beautifully, but there's just so much awesome action parts. There's the comedy, then you got the like what the fuck moments, and then like it has so much good things in the show. It's amazing. And then guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you haven't seen Naruto as when they're kids and Naruto Shippuden, you are missing out. I'm telling you right now. And a word of advice: make sure to Google all the filler episodes. This way, you're not watching those either. But other than that, guys, we're going to be hopping right into it. This is one of my most favorite moments in the series. And we're going to get into it. We're going to let it play out. And once it ends, I will give my input on based on what I thought of it and everything. But let's get it.
You asked me why I'm doing all this. But even if I told you why, I doubt very strongly that the knowledge would change anything at all. But let's say that I take the time to explain it to you. What do you think would happen then?
I have nothing to say to you.
My goal is to fulfill the dream even Jiraiya Sensei was unable to achieve. As I said earlier, what I want is to create peace and bring about justice.
Create peace? Justice? Are you kidding? Give me a break! You killed my master! And my sensei! Hurt my friends! Destroyed my village!
Goddamn.
After all of the horrible things that you've done, don't you dare talk about peace and justice!
Then tell me, what is your goal?
First I'm gonna kill you! And then I'm gonna bring peace to the ninja world!
Very typical.
Oh, I see. That is noble of you. That would be justice. However, what about my family? My friends? My village? They suffer the same fate as this village at the hands of you Hidden Leaf Ninja. How is it fair to let only you people preach about peace and justice?
What the hell are you talking about?
Once, the land of fire and the Hidden Leaf had grown too big. To protect their national interests, they forced feudal clans to wage war against each other and profited from it. Otherwise, the people of the villages would have starved. As it happened, our little nation and its villages became the battlefield where the great nations waged their war. Each time they did, our nation was ravaged and laid to waste. After many such battles, the great nation stabilized, but our smaller nation suffered, and it barely recovered. You and I are both seeking the very same thing. We both want to achieve the peace that Jiraiya Sensei envisioned. You and I are the same. We're both motivated by our desire for peace and justice. The justice that I have delivered against the Leaf Village is no different from what you are trying to do to me. Everyone feels the same pain when losing something dear. You and I have both experienced that pain. You strive for your justice, and I strive for mine. We're both just ordinary men who who have been driven to seek vengeance in the name of justice. And if one comes to call vengeance justice, such justice will only breed further vengeance and trigger a vicious cycle of hatred.
Heard that?
Right now, we live in such a cycle. I know the past and can foretell our future. It is the same as our history. So we believe that human beings simply cannot understand each other, and they never will. The shinobi world of ours is ruled by hatred, and hatred alone.
However, even I'm able to see that there's entirely too much hate in this shinobi world of ours.
There's too much hate?
Look how young he is, guys.
I've always wanted
It's
to
still
do
going
something
on.
about all of this hatred. I'm just not quite sure how to go about it as of yet. But I truly believe that eventually the day will come when all people will understand one another and live in harmony.
Boy, it sounds kind of complicated to me.
And if I can't find the solution to this problem, then perhaps I'll entrust you to find it instead. Eh, Naruto?
Yes, sir! I can't turn down a request from my master, can I, Pervy Sage?
Barry Sage. Ha!
So, Naruto, how would you confront this hatred in order to create peace?
And that's it right there, guys. So, in all honesty, tell me what you think. You know, because, you know, comment down below, comment down, you know, what you feel about Pain's speech to Naruto, whether if you agree or disagree. And, you know, other than that, I'm going to hop right into it with my personal opinion on the matter. So the crazy thing is this actually goes on in our world. You know, there are other countries out there that are literally in the crossfires, you know, people that are innocent, you know, people that are literally the victims, and there's, you know, they're in between a war between, you know, whether if it's two countries, whatever's going on, and these people are literally, you know, being, you know, attacked, and their homes are being destroyed, and they literally have nothing to do with the war that is going on. You know, like, not only that, you know, this is even anywhere in the world, the United States, you know, like it's in all countries, everyone's life, you know. The cycle of hatred, basically, you know, what he means by all that is, you know, if someone hurts one of your loved ones, or if someone takes the life of one of your loved ones, you know what I mean? Or better yet, just, you know, let's say something just terrible happens to one of your loved ones by someone else. Immediately there is hatred. That love, you know, breeds sacrifice, and sacrifice breeds hatred. And with love, you know, that can always transform into hatred, especially if someone is attacking or trying to take away what you love, you know. And with that just being as a concept, you know, that is why the world is the way it is at times, you know, why there's wars, why there's, you know, conflicts, you know, and like when it comes to, you know, politics, when it comes to, you know, anything really, you know. And it's like, it's sad because, you know, it's to the point where it's like, what do you do? You know, if there was a guy that killed, let's say, your best friend or your sister or your girlfriend or boy or whatever, you know, what would you do? Would you want vengeance? Would you want to kill that person? Would you want to hurt that person? Because the moment that decision is made and you actually decide to, you know, claim your vengeance, you know, or get your revenge, even if you do get your revenge, whether if you killed the person or you hurt the person, whatever, that leads into further more consequences. Because what if now that he did what he did to your loved one and you did what you did to him for revenge and vengeance, how is his loved ones going to feel? How are they going to react? And then next thing you know, now they're doing something to you, and it's literally just a never-ending situation until someone decides to let it go, and enough is enough, you know. And that's where that's where it just gets crazy. It's like, it's to the point where it's like what do? Do you act emotionally and, you know, try to get revenge or vengeance based on what happens to your loved ones or yourself, you know, or your home or whatever? Or do you be a stronger person and just let it go and hope, you know what I mean, that things get better, you know? But even if you were to make that decision, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen again to you. And that's the scary part about life. That's the sad part about life, which goes into the whole thing of what Payne was saying, that at the end of the day, the most important thing is humans will never be able to understand each other, ever. There will always be differences in opinions. There will always be differences in philosophy and religion and, politics and financial, money spending, anything, games, movies, shows, it's, how people feel towards about gay people, or or transgenders, or you name it. There is just, at the end of the day, there's always going to be a difference in opinion and feelings and thoughts. And one of the most, absolutely, just the most confusing thing within a human being is their mentality, their mind, their thoughts, their feelings. And at the end of the day, it's just impossible. We would never be able to understand each other no matter what. There will always be differences. And with those differences can, form into war. With those differences can form into relationships that end. With those differences, it can cause pain, trauma, violence. It's sad. It really is sad. And it's like, and just to kind of end it, so this way the video isn't too long, I really and truly do wish I had an answer. How do you confront the cycle? How do you make peace and love and I'm over here struggling to say it. How do you confront the cycle of hatred in order to create peace and love? And it's like, no matter what decision you make, for one, it's either going to be impossible, or two, you would have to force people by fear or by tyranny, or better yet, by becoming so powerful yourself, whether if it's by, developing your intelligence to the maximum of capability, or learning every martial art in the world, or learning how to use every weapon in the world, bombs, guns, you name it, knives, you know what I mean? Like, or better yet, learning all of it, making your intelligence perfect, fighting, guns, weapons, becoming a master strategist, like, it's like, even if you were to acquire all of those abilities, all those traits, the only way you can be able to actually change the world and make it to where there's no, like, evil or, just pain and war and sadness is really to force it. That's the only way. And even that is wrong itself, because at the end of the day, that's like being a vigilante, doing things outside of the law, doing things that you feel and think are right, and forcing them upon yourself, And then it just gets to a point where it's like you either rule people under fear or tyranny, or through by force and by power. And then, the crime levels may be, to none or extremely low, or better yet, the world may not be at war anymore, things like that. But it's like, at what cost? At what form of losing your own, type of humanity within you, So it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting of Payne's philosophy, and the way he didn't explain it, because it's the next part. It just wasn't included in the video. His way of confronting the cycle of hatred in order to create peace and love is to collect all the Biju in Naruto, okay, and to transform it into a weapon that's so powerful that it's like it makes nuclear bombs look like it's nothing in comparison, to where he could blow up an entire, entire portion of the world, multiple countries all at once, and make people understand what pain is, reconfirm what despair is. And with knowing despair and pain and fear, and feeling that insane surge of fear, that would bring upon temporary peace. Because at the end of the day, eventually in time, someone will always, make a mistake or act, based on their emotions, or there will always be a difference in opinion, because once again, humans not being able to understand each other, you know what I mean? And then they'll reconfirm, true peace again by using the weapon upon each other, to the point where there's either just nothing left, or people just will be forced to get along because they're afraid, And it's like, that is a way to accomplish it, I guess. But once again, at what cost? You know, making people in fear, you know what I mean, in fear and things like that, it's wrong at the end of the day. You know, so in all honesty, it's a very interesting topic, guys. You know, you guys are more than welcome to comment down below your thoughts on that speech and everything. And, you know, in all honesty, this will be the question. How would you confront the endless cycle of hatred in order to create peace? What would you do?